Hey guys, I'm Haley.
Hello.
And I'm Ronnie.
Hi everybody, I'm Annie.
And I'm Kelly.
And this is the Maker Meetup. Hi guys, if you are new here, welcome. It's awesome to see you. We are really excited. And if you're joining us from last week, welcome back. We have a lot of fun in store. This week is all about you guys. We get a lot of questions on each of our Instagrams, and we've seen a lot of questions in the comment bar to the side for you guys. It's down there. And we just figured we would take a whole episode and do a live Q&A so that you guys can get all of your questions out and answered. We also have a lot of resources ourselves on our blogs, YouTube accounts, IGTVs and stuff. So sometimes we will direct you there if it's an in-depth answer. Also, I do want to say that any technical questions that are super in-depth that we don't have chemical knowledge about, we actually have the answers for those in the description on YouTube. So let's get started. Are you guys ready?
Yes.
What's up, guys?
Excited.
Thank you. Had to pull out my little news face.
I loved it.
You guys, let us know in the comments how many of you guys have been on our show before. Let us know in the comments and say
I
or if
love
it's your
that
first
idea.
time. Let us know if it's your first time. I saw someone, like one of the first comments we got was, "This is my first time watching."
Yeah, LF
Hi.
said, hello, my first live.
Also, if you are just now joining and you're new to it and you're not sure how to comment and engage with us, you can go ahead and since you're on YouTube, you just log in using your YouTube ID or your Gmail account, and that'll sign you into the YouTube, and then you'll be able to add some comments down below the video.
I love that. I just met Miss Blanco, Jennifer Blanco. I was talking to her literally earlier today. So I'm glad you're on and watching.
Oh, look
Awesome.
at Tom. Tom said he's seen every single one. Tom Walton.
Oh, that is so awesome.
Episode. Thank you. That's 7 episodes.
Kate
Her husband's
creates a family
too. I
affair.
love that.
Ooh, James Payne is in the house.
It's so awesome seeing you guys here.
Well, we are going to get right into it and go ahead and show our awesome Maker Spotlight from last week's challenge. Her name, drumroll please, is Emily Brooke Design Co. And last week's challenge was to post a picture that represents your brand and just the overall arching theme of what you create and who you are. And sorry, that was my dog making a whiny sound. And we went through the posts and they were so amazing. We seriously loved them all, but we have consistently seen Emily do every single challenge. Her captions, go ahead and throw up her caption photo onto the screen, are so in-depth. I mean, go ahead and read it for yourself, but she says that she loves working with pressed flowers, actually just flowers in general. She's really aiming to someday preserve other people's wedding bouquets as well as loved ones' funeral memorial flowers for keepsakes. And everything that she says in this post is just, when I look at a photo of her on her page, it is her. She is like a flower goddess. So if you want to go ahead and give her a follow, you definitely should. She is definitely one to keep an eye on.
And I think she's on right now. So Emily, if you want to, in the comments, write your handle so everyone can know who you are, even though it's on the screen really little right there too. But that's a great way for you guys to all get to know each other by putting your handles into the caption or the comments.
Tina said she just went and followed Emily. Emily was, she did our introduction challenge as well, and it was her with her wedding bouquet.
Yes.
Right.
And it was so awesome.
Oh my gosh, yes.
So great. So great. Because we also have another, we couldn't just pick one. So I'm so excited about this one because I feel like this is one that everybody can really learn from. And also we've seen you guys all engaging with each other, all looking at each other's posts and just supporting each other. And we love that, by the way, and thank you for doing that. But Honorary Spotlight is Danielle Cooper. Her Insta name is Coops Resin Kisses. So we're going to throw this up on our Instagram stories after the live, so you'll make sure to see that. But she did an entire IGTV, guys, 6 minutes long, on how to stage your products for photographing them for Instagram and Facebook and all of your pages. She goes through it so well, learns so much from it. So thank you for that too. So we're going to throw this up so you guys can see it as well. But she's our Honorary Spotlight.
Yeah, and I love that when people have knowledge from, where they used to work or the full-time job or just another hobby, and they share that knowledge with the rest of us so we can learn. I just absolutely love that. So thank you.
Yes, thank you. And also, I saw someone say that they're having trouble commenting on their iPad. iPads are usually a little wonky. Try Google Chrome app on there. Safari is kind of wonky on there, but I just wanted to throw that out there. And so I did want to talk about our $200 give back voucher for Moss Epoxies that we will be giving away this evening. So as you know, last week we gave away $500 for Moss Epoxies. Kelly works for Moss Epoxies, and it was Kelly's idea, and I don't think we got it approved by Moss, so Kelly might be in search of a job position.
Yeah, we should
hiring.
Yeah, we should throw like my Venmo account. I got to start like raising money to like pay that back.
We need a GoFundMe account for Kelly.
We're gonna make up for that by doing $200 this time.
Yeah, we're gonna
ask for permission first. This time we got permission.
Yeah. We're just kidding. We're just kidding. Kelly is totally fine, but I thought that was really funny, and we're just gonna blame it on her if we ever get in trouble for anything.
I did it for you guys, or we did it for you guys. Okay.
Yeah, we did it for the family.
The maker community is worth the trouble. It's fine. We got in trouble for it. Let's do it.
Cool. God, someone said, "Gotta make those sacrifices."
Begging for forgiveness is always easier than asking for permission. Absolutely. You know what? We agree.
I love this.
Oh my gosh.
Basically, how this is going to work this evening, you guys, is, let me look at my notes. We're going to have a couple questions that we received via DM, and we're going to hit those 1, 2, 3, and then in between that, we will answer some questions that we see in the comment section, and then we're going to have a rapid fire segment so that we will answer any questions that are 1 or 2 word answers for you. How's that sound? Good?
Sounds good.
You guys got your questions ready?
Yeah.
Better. I'm like waiting for an answer. I'm like waiting for them to like, I was waiting for an actual audio answer.
You're like, and you guys don't only have to ask resin questions. They can be about any small business question, marketing question, a really awesome question that you've been wanting to ask someone in the maker community and stuff like that.
Definitely.
Someone said we're going to need a fire extinguisher.
Yes.
Got one handy.
We can send that to Ronnie. You guys, if you didn't see Ronnie's stories today, she was working on one of her beautiful ocean pieces, and by mistake, she set her alcohol wipes on fire.
Yeah,
like legit.
Hey, but I had some quick thinking. I handled it. It's fine. But if you want to go see something kind of funny, it's up on my stories.
Check her out.
Yes. If you want to see fire and how well it was handled and caught on video, which I'm impressed with.
Yeah, she not only turned the fire off, but she made sure that it was like nicely on camera for her.
Yes. Very aesthetic.
The content is the priority.
And okay, so before we go into Ronnie's questions first, I do want to say that we all get a lot of questions about how we make our ocean waves. And the answer to that is we all have highlights on our page. We all have links to blog posts and YouTube videos and stories. And I do classes, and Annie does live one-on-one FaceTimes. We all do so much about like revolving around the ocean themed resin artwork. So we're not really going to hit on that tonight because you can find so much info on our personal pages for that. And we will make sure to link all of that in our Maker Meetup highlights and stories for you guys.
Absolutely.
And then again, I will say technical questions are already in the description on the YouTube video. So let's get into Ronnie's questions. Ronnie, I'm going to ask you questions like this, like I'm having a microphone, okay?
Okay, I'm ready.
So, the differences between epoxies, Art Pro, and tabletop. Go.
Okay, this is great. This is such a basic question that you need to know before you get started with anything resin. So your Deep X and your deep pour epoxies are going to be for your more in-depth pours. That's river tables or cutting boards with a river center, things like that. If you're filling holes and knots in wood, like in bowls and stuff, you're also going to want to be gravitating towards your deep pours. So the deep pour is up to 1/2 inch, I believe, and the Deep X is up to 3 inches?
3. I just used it.
If you're going for a river table, Deep X is the way to go. You can almost get the whole thing done in one pour, unless you've got like a really thick table. And then your tabletop is exactly what it says. It's tabletop resin. This is what I personally use for all of my art. Also for art projects is the Art Pro, which has the added UV protection and I believe is a little bit more scratch and heat resistant. And then you can also use your flag systems. The flag systems come in LV, slow, medium, and fast. So if you're working with batch work and you're needing to do multiple batches very in like quick succession to optimize your time, you're going to be working with your fast system. But when they mean fast, like they mean it. So you really want to be sure that you are ready to use the fast system. And I think we've all made that mistake. We're like, we got it, and then completely ruined a cover resin. So make sure that you're reading the descriptions on those on what fast really means, because it's like 10 minutes or something. And then they also have medium and slow that you can work at your own pace.
Yes, and if you guys use a specific type of Moss Epoxies resin, let us know in the comments what you use most. Next question. Ronnie, any plans for something other than the water effect in your future?
Actually, yes. This is great timing for this question. We were all talking about this in our little group message earlier this week. And then I put a little teaser about it in my post yesterday, I think. And one of my followers that's been following me forever, I asked in the caption, I was like, I've got something new coming out that has nothing to do with oceans. It's completely different. Like, what do you think it is? And I had one person that guessed correctly that it's going to be about mental health awareness. And so I'm not going to give away all the details of it yet, but I do have some exciting statement pieces coming up that will be raising awareness and funds to support suicide prevention and mental health awareness, and just kind of open the conversation about that. So I am really excited about that coming up. It has nothing to do with oceans, which will be a big change for me.
I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you for that, Ronnie, because what a thing. You're taking your art, you're going to make it therapy for people, open up awareness, and have people feel included if they're feeling any of that stuff. All to you, Penny. I love that.
I love it.
Something that's super important to me.
And we may have, the four of us may have got a little sneak peek of what you're thinking about doing. And guys, it's going to be really fun.
It's going to be amazing.
I'm excited.
I'm really excited.
Okay, sorry. I'm trying to message someone who said they couldn't comment. Anyway,
I got that, Haley. I got that.
We are multitaskers here. Are you kidding?
I'm on the DMs.
Okay, good. And so the next question, and Ronnie, let me know if you want to answer this or if we should just do a whole segment on this, is how did y'all get started? What did you originally do or study?
I think I know we've done this on a previous episode, but we have a lot of viewers. So let's really quickly, all four of us, just 2 or 3 words, what you were doing before you started your full-time business. I was a technical writer at a big tech company.
I was a marketing graphic designer for Comic-Cons across the US.
I was working at a ceramics painting studio.
And I was a retail marketing coordinator for the United States for Costa Sunglasses.
Awesome. So we all started in, so my position was full-time, and I think was everybody's full-time at some point at least?
Both, yeah.
We all started out doing something completely started because I was in college and it was figure out how to make money or starve. I needed an internship to graduate, and that was when I started. And then once I was nearing graduation time, I got recruited by the company. So I then transitioned from my unpaid internship into my full-time position, and it was work from home. Which was so nice. And this was before Corona when everyone was doing it, so I felt very lucky. So from then on, I ended up starting, like, my hobby became a little bit more than a hobby. And so somewhat overnight, it was like, fun, I can do it in my free time too. I have to do this all the time or I can't keep up with it. And so I quit the job and moved to doing full-time art.
Awesome. And okay, so that was a question directed at you mostly. And your next question is drop your skincare routine.
Oh yeah, girl.
I have a question from Eric. He's like my #1 supporter. I love Eric. Eric, me and Eric met. He was still in college. I think I graduated, and he did an interview with me for one of his classes. He's like a super, super sweet guy, really strong Christian. But so I actually inherited great skin from my mom, and I don't have a skincare routine. I wash my skin in the shower with shampoo.
Oh my God. That's
I don't wash my face. And I feel bad because if my brother's watching, which I know he's not, but if he was watching, he'd be angry because he had like the worst acne growing up. And I think I've had a total of like 10 zits in my entire life. So he'd be really upset to hear you say that. But that's the skincare routine. No routine.
I have like a mile-long list. Like, let me take out my scroll and just read you all the serums and stuff that I try to put on.
I like want to be that like cute girl that's like, and now I'm gonna be using my like sun, whatever, and like have a whole thing. But I'm just like, I woke up like this. Like I'm way too disorganized for a routine.
I want to be that way too, and I just discovered sunscreen and moisturizer in one. So instead of just using sunscreen, now I have a moisturizer.
Wow.
Okay. One thing I use is sunscreen. I do try to do sunscreen because I know it's anti-aging. Well, not anti-aging, it's more like age preventing from wrinkles and stuff. And cancer runs in the fam, so I'm trying to avoid skincare.
Terrible, but not. Your next question is, how did you develop your designs over time?
So I know we've all got kind of a cool story of figuring that out. Like Kelly tries tons of new stuff all the time. I know Ani's tried like lots of cool new stuff. And Haley, I love that your style is always like so you. Like even when you did your like birthstone, like I could still just look at that and it'd be completely different from your oceans. It'd be like, that's Haley's art. My style was uniquely somewhat guided by being colorblind. So I couldn't see certain colors. So when I was narrowing down on a technique and on a style that I wanted, the things that I find most beautiful in nature are in fact the things I can see. So that was the ocean. Mountains are really pretty, but they're all brown to me. So I liked the ocean a lot, and it was a really memorable place for my childhood that was like everything was happy at the beach. My family, we would
Bless you, Haley.
Yeah, bless you. We would go to the beach, and it was like none of the issues that we had at home were at the beach with us. It was just we were at the beach. So that was always like my idyllic place. So I don't know, lots of fun memories with the beach. I just gravitated towards it.
The next question, short answer, how did you find out this was your passion?
We also kind of touched on this on a previous episode, but I think I had a paintbrush in my hand before I had like utensils in my hand. I was just always extremely artistic. So I knew very early on, like pretty much at any age growing up, what I wanted to be. I would have said an artist right up until I got to high school. And then like with the college prep system and kind of like college culture, I got convinced that that was unrealistic of me to want to pursue art as a career. And I really let the world tell me what I could and couldn't do. And so I lost my passion for art for quite a few years before I rediscovered it at the end of college when I had a lot more independence and more, not free time because I was really busy, but it was kind of just a no cost situation for me to like at least try and follow my passions again. And I was really glad that I did.
I love that. And we're going to go ahead and just say, you guys can drop your questions. Oh, it's this way for me, but it's this way for you. We're going to just go ahead and drop your questions in the comments and we will go ahead and touch on them. We have a question that came in from someone that says, how do you deal with the fear of failure? It has stopped me from starting my IG and YouTube channels.
Yeah, I think we've all definitely dealt with this. I put off a YouTube channel for forever and I'm still not good at posting videos on it. But I think what was encouraging for me was when I started Instagram, my growth was so slow. It took me like a year, I think, to get to 2,000 followers. And then it took me like a month to get to 20,000. It wasn't that anything had changed in the time that was so slow versus the time that was exponential. And that was encouraging. It wasn't like I was missing something. It was just that all the hard work of the previous year was finally kicking off and finally setting in. And same thing with TikTok, where I was terrified to get on TikTok because everyone was saying that it's a kids app and they're like, oh, like the app for 12-year-olds. And it's like, yeah, well, on that app for 12-year-olds, I've got 2.3 million followers. And it's because I got there first and I didn't listen to the negative voice in my own head telling me not to. And I didn't listen to the negative voices around me telling me not to.
And I would like to just step in real quick too with that fear of failure question. So I have dealt with that so much in my life. I know a lot of people do. But failure really is part of the learning process. It's part of the creative process. You can fail at something And then that sparks a whole new path for you to go in the same project. So yeah, it's easy to say, don't be scared of failure, but just try to put yourself out there and try something new, because you might end up really loving it and learning something along the way.
Do any of you guys that were following me, or you girls, do you guys remember my early YouTube video days? I used to mumble and laugh at myself. I couldn't get 2 words across until maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes into like me filming, for me to get myself together to be able to teach and talk and show the process of whatever I'm making. But now, put the camera on, let's go, cute, and it just comes, and it's so natural to me. I started my YouTube maybe 5 years ago. I don't post as consistently just because it's a lot more work, and I concentrate more on my Instagram. But like within 3-4 years, I think right now I'm at almost 45,000 subscribers on YouTube. But if I didn't start, I would never get there. The only thing you're going to lose if you don't start is that you're never going to get there, because you're automatically going to fail. You'll never fail if you start, because you're just going to learn and keep going forward. So take that step. The only person that's going to know that you're failing is you. But it's not failing, it's learning, and you're just going to keep going forward. So just do it.
It's growth.
Exactly.
I would also encourage everyone that the only regret that I have on the other side of starting was that I didn't start sooner. And I think we can probably all relate to that a lot, is that like on the other side of success is only regret that I didn't take the jump before I did.
Yes, I totally agree with that. Me too. Should have just started instead of listening to the hate. And so we have another question that came in before we go on to Annie's questions. How do you decide how to price your items? I have a blog post about this, but don't discredit yourself, but you also have to kind of start slow, because you've never like sold art before. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and I believe it was I think it was 2 episodes ago. I think episode, gosh, what are we on right now? 7? So maybe episode 5, we had a huge segment all about how to price your items. So definitely take a look back there, and also on mossepoxies.com. There's a actual like price calculator that you can go on, and it'll help you as well.
Yes. Oh my gosh. That thing is a lifesaver, and it also so you can use it to price your art, and you can also use it to measure every single epoxy by weight, however much you need. Let's go ahead and do Annie's questions. Real fun ones. Annie, how do you say your name?
Okay, this is a funny one, because I know the maker girls called me Annie, and a lot of you guys know me as Annie, and my name is spelled out Annie. So my name is Annie, but I am also half Armenian, and I go by Ani. So I answer to both. Both are totally fine, but Annie or Ani is fine.
Love it. Okay, good. How many kids and pets do you have?
Wow. Okay.
Why is this one still on the list?
My kids are my art supplies, so I have a lot of them, okay? Literally, these are my children right over here. So I have thousands of them. I do not have any human children. I do have one. I have one pet child. Her name is Coco. I call her my Cocoa Bean because she's the color of a coffee bean. But when she's a bad girl, she is Kylo Ren from Star Wars, and she knows the difference. So there you go. She's Kylo Ren, and when I say Kylo Ren, her little tail, that's a little nuggy, little thing, turns and she looks at me. She's like, "Okay, Mom, I'm sorry." And she gets all, yeah. But she's a good girl. Kylo. I tag her all the time on my story, so if you follow me, you'll see her, and you can go to her Instagram, and she has 500 followers. She's a little popular little girl.
Someone asked earlier on the comment section, how do you deal with bullying? Annie, I want to ask this towards you, because I saw a comment the other day that I was not fancying.
I'm the type of person where I'm very kind on social media. I don't like blasting people or saying whatever. Usually I will just delete the comment. Usually people that are bullying you don't even follow you. So I suggest just delete the comment, block them, don't waste your time on them. But sometimes some people deserve you writing back to them. And I'm the one that's always on the girls' pages. If someone's mean to them, I will not be mean to them. I'm not going to curse them out. I'm not going to stoop to their level, but I will very professionally tell them, you are wrong. You shouldn't be doing this. You shouldn't be saying these kinds of things. It's okay sometimes to stand up for yourself, but do it professionally so that they can't hold anything against you. Also, absolutely. As a professional on social media, you don't want somebody to be able to hold something over your head. You said this, you did that. So do it professionally, stand up for yourself. Don't be afraid to stand up for your maker friends and the community, but do it professionally, because automatically, let me tell you, they delete their comments the second you do that because they're cowards. Keyboard warriors are cowards and they will run away the second you say something to them. So just
don't take it personally. Like, some people are just angry and projecting what they feel onto others. So don't get worked up. Move on with your day. Have a great day. That's all I have to say.
It's more about them than it's about you, really. It's more about them. It's
and
their
in the comments said, take a deep breath. And I agree. Sometimes you have to take a deep breath, you know, delete that, maybe message your friends. Like us girls right here have a little group text that, you know, people sometimes think that people aren't reading their comments, I think. You know what I mean? It's just like a robot behind a screen, but it's not. It's like, we have real feelings. You guys have real feelings. So sometimes you just need to vent with your friends, with your family, and then just delete the comment and move on.
Give yourself a support system. Number. People think you're like, staff is handling it. And I'm like, what staff? Like, it's us. We're on the account. Like, we read all your comments.
Yeah,
exactly.
You guys, let us know in the comments. What do you think, or how do you cope with,
bullying?
Bullies to you, whether it's on social media or it's at school, or it's like, you know, someone's a bully to your child. Like, how do you deal with bullying? Like, what kind of advice would you give your best friend or someone that's following you? So let us know in the comments so we can see.
Or what some bullying comments you've received yourself that really got to you.
Give us the tea.
I know we've all had like those where we send screenshots to each other immediately and we're like, I can't believe someone just said this on my page. Like, we've all had that.
We've actually had that the last 2 days. Ronnie and I both had really
me.
People, and Kelly.
Someone said I cried. That's so sad. Don't cry. Just delete them. Just be like, see ya. Wouldn't want to be ya.
Exactly.
Absolutely. Yeah. Once you have a strong following, it doesn't bother you as much. And once you have a strong following, see, my personal strategy, if you guys have been over to my page, I have a highlight section for specifically men who have sexualized me without cause. And I will absolutely not hesitate to take a screenshot, throw it up there, and then I just leave it to the world what happened. I wash the comment out there so you can deal with the consequences.
I like how someone just said, I also think, wow, how important I must be for them to be thinking about me this much or something like that. And that's so true. Wow, I must be getting up there. I like Kylie Jenner status because.
And then Jamie said, I was recently told I was not an artist, that I was just crafting. Kelly got this exact same comment literally last week. We all talked about it. And somebody else, I don't remember if it was one of us or someone else, but they commented back and they said, every crafter is an artist, but not every artist is a crafter. And you don't get to decide what the difference is.
Mm-hmm.
Amen, sister.
Oh, yeah.
I want to go ahead and hit some questions real quick for Annie. What was your first epoxy project? Go.
Literally top coats. That's how I started with epoxy. I was doing paintings. I wanted a shiny top coat. Had no idea what resin was. Looked it up, found it, and was like, great, let's do shiny top coat. So those were my first epoxy projects.
Love it. How do you deal with a piece if it doesn't come out how you like it to?
It's a lesson learned, and if I can fix it and I leave it alone for a while, I'll come back to it in a few days, maybe in a week. Sometimes I leave it for a couple months and I get a new perspective on it. And I'll add another layer or fix it if I can. And if not, I learn from it. And the next project, I do better.
Love it. What kind of moss epoxies for each type of art? This is going to be a little area where Annie will direct you to some awesome resources.
Yes. Okay. So what was the different resins for different projects?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So if you're doing ocean lacing, you want to use the tabletop. It's the best resin you're going to use for oceans. If you want to do, tabletop is also used for a lot of top coats, but I love putting the Art Pro on the very last layer of our paintings just because it has a stronger UV finish. Art Pro is great for a 60-minute work time, and it's a little bit looser than the tabletop. So if you want to do some casting, you can use Art Pro. You can use the tabletop as well. I use Flag a lot just because I do a lot of shallow casting. So if you're doing a lot of layers, so if you're using pyramids or if you're doing orbs and you're going to do a bunch of layers and you want to do more than one layer a day, you can use the flag system. And the flag system, just like Ronnie was explaining, comes with a slow, medium, and fast hardener. So you can pick different hardeners with the type of, you know, for as much experience you have with resin. And
yes, love it. Thank you, Annie. And also I see people like having actual conversations in the comments, and it's so freaking cool. That's kind of what we are all about, and we want you guys to follow each other and have conversations with one another. So go ahead, feel free to drop your handle in the comments and follow one another and get to know one another, because I see that you guys are here every week. Like I'm noticing the same names, and you guys know each other.
Yeah, I saw Tiffany was talking to Kate, and they already were following each other. I just absolutely love seeing that.
Yeah, you guys. Somebody asked what's the best resin for coasters. I would say the tabletop, because it has the highest heat resistance.
Yep.
So you can use it for mugs. You can use it for cups of tea and coffee and things like that. No hot plates though. It's
also, the heat resistance, a quick pro tip is if you do end up putting something that's too hot on your resin and it leaves the ring, you can go use your at-home hair dryer to raise the ring back out of it, and it'll make the surface glassy again.
And Moss has an awesome video on this, I believe, and they have a blog post about it too on their page.
So with the tabletop, you guys, anything that's 124 Fahrenheit, anything that can burn you can indent epoxy. So think of it that way. If it's going to burn you, your skin and your fingers, your hands, it'll indent the epoxy. So you want to make sure that it's less than that.
And then
usually mugs and cups have like a part on the bottom that's like thicker, so the heat isn't all the way on the bottom, so you don't have to worry about that with them.
And Moss Epoxies actually just posted a blog post last week all about that. And it kind of gives you a little more insight. So please go over to their website and check it out. It's a wealth of information, I promise.
You guys also there's a couple of questions again about safety and about resin with food and all this kind of stuff. All of that is going to be, after this video is done, it's going to be posted on the YouTube channel of Moss Epoxies. In the description, there's going to be a lot of technical questions and a lot of answers from our chemists at Moss Epoxies that can answer all of those questions. So head on over to the description after this is posted. You can see all your answers there, because I'm seeing a couple of questions coming in about that.
Yeah, it should be there now too, actually, if you just look underneath.
Oh yeah, that's true. You guys are actually on the YouTube page, so you can just do the drop down arrow and it'll open up for you guys.
Awesome. So we're going to go ahead and hit Kelly with some questions, and I'll answer a couple questions that I was asked as well. So Kelly, hardest challenge that you have overcome?
Perfect. So I'm going to try to be super quick because I know it's getting later right now. So I would say in like not art, it would be kind of overcoming this whole Crohn's thing I've been dealing with for a couple years now. So in my life, that's probably been one of the hardest things. And with actual like art, I would say that moment of just like stepping out into the world and showing people what I'm doing, even though it wasn't perfect at the beginning and still now. But yeah, that would be one of them.
Love it. Next question. Is it normal that silicone molds turn inside out over time? I'm not sure I understand this question.
So I don't exactly know what you mean by turn inside out, but I do have an issue with silicone molds. So I am just like very heavy-handed with my heat gun and torch. So I, a lot of times, will like overheat my mold and epoxy, and it will actually fuse together. So when you demold it, it like rips out the silicone. So that happens a lot. But Ani, I think you have a really good video on your YouTube, correct?
Yes, I do. Yeah. So if you guys head over to my YouTube channel, I know that a bunch of the newer videos are all of our Maker Meetup live videos. But if you go down a little bit, it's right over there. I think the video says, is your resin stuck to your mold? So I show you a hack on how to first take some of your bubbles out of your resin, but how to avoid your resin sticking to your mold. You will never ruin a mold again. And it's exactly on what Kelly was saying. You don't want to put any kind of heat or torch on the mold you're casting in. So I explain all of that. I show you all different kinds of things. And I even at the end of the video, I think I show you guys how to properly mix your resin so that it doesn't end up sticky ever. So just head on over to my YouTube and it's right over there.
Awesome. And guys, you know something? We talked about this literally right before the show. I forgot to say something huge. We are going to be announcing something that is like totally unbelievable tomorrow over on our Maker Meetup page. We just all scrambled this together today. So it's happening. So we're really excited, and just look out tomorrow because it has something to do with us, but it also has something to do with you.
Yes, it has a lot to do with you guys. So
yes.
Better tune in tomorrow.
Awesome. And so, sorry, I had a little brief intermission. Kelly, your next question is best platform to sell artwork on.
Okay, this is going to be an easy one for me because I have only sold my art on Instagram. I do not have a website. I do not have an Etsy. I have only sold on Instagram. So for me, that is the best platform to sell epoxy.
Love it. Next question for you. Do you do any long-range business planning? None of us do.
Like, no, like not really.
So we're real flowy like that. We just like to chill, you know, we're so chill and go with the flow.
It's like, we'll see what kind of happens next. I mean, I really want to create a website. I want to create a YouTube channel. But honestly, guys, I feel like we are long-term business planning for the Maker Meetup more than I am for like myself right now. So there's some really cool things to come on here, which I'm excited about. That's my long-term planning.
I feel like there's definitely a boundary to have between like setting so many long-term goals that you're not focusing present time. And I think for most of us, our long-time goal is more so, or our long-time planning is more so like setting realistic goals for ourselves and then like keeping ourselves accountable to them more than like setting out a like, okay, this month I'm going to do this. This month I'm going to do this. Like, I don't think any of us really do that, but we do set goals for ourselves.
For sure.
We do. We're not that relaxed. We do have goals, but they're just not 10 years away, you know? Next question for you, Kelly, is what are your most valuable tools?
Okay, so if we're kind of, yes, exactly. So when I'm filming, when I'm doing any of my epoxy work, I'm always using my cell phone. So I'm using this guy right here. I also, something that I absolutely love is my iPad. For almost every project that I do, when it's something completely new, I will use Procreate on my iPad to completely do a digital like mock-up sketch of the piece, and then kind of go from there. I also, of course, all of us have our actual tools that we use for epoxy and art, like our heat guns, our blow torches, our gloves, everything like that. It's all listed on our pages or in our bios or on our websites. So with those, you can go check out all of our accounts to find those.
Someone also just asked if, oh, sorry.
Yeah, I was just going to say that too. Someone asked if the surprise was having an in-person real meetup, and guys, you don't even know how much we wish we could.
If you want that, please let us know.
Do that right now in the time of COVID. It is out for when the virus isn't, so I get everything.
Yes, exactly. Okay, go ahead, Annie.
Also, you guys, we saw a couple of people asking that if there was a certain code with Moss Epoxies for being first-time users and you guys want to try Moss Epoxy. They are our generous sponsors and they love you guys so much. So they have actually extended the coupon code from last week. It was supposed to be for just 1 week. So they extended the code. It's VIP Maker. And you can use that code for 20% off and free shipping, you guys. So that is huge. So you guys go ahead and use that code VIP Maker and you guys will get 20% off your first order of Moss Epoxy.
Awesome. So we're gonna do something a little different because we don't have that much time and we don't know how much time you guys have. So are you guys okay with me skipping my questions and I will just be the MC and ask you some maker questions that were awesome and really business oriented?
Totally.
And we're also, actually, I changed my mind. Let's do our rapid fire segment because I think that'd be fun. So we're going to do a thing where you guys ask us some questions in the comments and ask us a question where the answer would be like a 1 or 2 word answer or a 1 sentence answer so that we can kind of hit them really quick and one of us can just spit out an answer to them. So ready, set, go.
Yeah. So one or two word answers, guys.
Haley, do you want to grab the first three? I'll grab the next, Annie, and then Kelly, and we'll just grab 3 each.
Sure.
Okay.
Any tips on starting a business as a teenager? Just do it. Just put it on the internet.
Start now.
Best way to polish your resin. I don't polish it. I use a clear coat of resin.
Best tints and pigments. Best tints and pigments. I love using Mixol and any kind of golden paints.
Favorite ice cream, Kelly.
Chocolate brownie.
She was ready.
Run your favorite color.
Blue and purple top.
Haley, night or day? Night or day, Haley?
Day.
Okay, somebody asked a good one for business. Prefer mass product drops or upload items as you make them? I do products once a month. I know some people do commission only and some list as they make them. All of these are great strategies. Find what works best for you.
Yep.
Favorite video editing? I use Splice, and I know the ladies here's
iMovie.
iMovie. I almost said Apple Movie. Favorite time of day to do art?
Chick-fil-A milkshake. I want to do the Chick-fil-A milkshake one. Peach or peppermint. It depends on the season.
So good. Literally so good.
I get really excited about the food ones.
Do any of you guys dive into before?
The ability to know what's online. Mind reading.
What?
How did you all meet? Through Moss Epoxy. We all met through Moss Epoxy.
Yep.
Number of posts per week. I do pretty much, for me, I do 1 actual post and then a ton of stories, but I know I'm different.
I do 1 post a day.
Me too.
And stories whenever it's convenient and whenever I have things to talk to. Go to Resin, tabletop.
The medium.
Amy, you have to go try the peach milkshake at Chick-fil-A when it's back during summer. It will change your life.
Haley, you moved.
I just got screamed at the top of someone's lungs. Some old man, must have been 90. He said, "Shut the F up, I'm trying to sleep. Get out of town," like screaming at me.
It's 8:45. This man's trying to sleep.
And this
at the top
is what we call
myself.
This is what we call live TV right here.
Yeah, guys, live TV.
Kindness here.
Yeah. How do you work on air bubbles with resin? We blowtorch ours out. You can also do a hot bath. Ani has a video about hot baths, which help alleviate the bubbles out of your resin.
And on my Instagram. That's on my Instagram. But I show you guys how to take bubbles out on that same video on my YouTube.
Are you guys near beach? I'm near beach.
What?
I mean, we're in LA, me and Kelly.
Team Edward or Jacob? Jacob.
Jacob.
Edward.
100%.
Edward.
Team not creepy 100-year-old vampire preying on a high schooler. That's what I am.
It's
Team
very,
not
it's
pedophile vampires.
It's very me to love somebody like that. So
How do you deal with air pockets once it is complete? Start over.
Oh my
I don't know. I don't get air pockets.
Backstreet Boys or New Kids on the Block? None of y'all are old enough to know New Kids on the Block.
Said, do you oil your wood projects first? Do not do that. If you oil your wood before you paint, and the resin will not sink into your wood and stick. It will peel right up. Don't do that. Oil after, or don't oil at all.
Harry Potter or Star Wars? Harry Potter. I've never seen Star Wars. I've never seen it in my life.
Star Wars. You guys didn't answer the NSYNC question. NSYNC, Backstreet Boys, or New Kids on the Block?
NSYNC.
NSYNC. But I love BSB too. They're great.
Oh my gosh, these are so good.
Yes, Jamie, we are old enough for New Kids on the Block. Yes, we are.
So it looks like we are literally at that 45-minute mark that we've held you guys here. And someone did say, what is the challenge for the upcoming week? Yes. Here's my dog drinking water.
It's okay. Aww.
So, sorry about that, but yes, I will tell you guys what the challenge is going to be for next week. And we also have to pick our $200 Moss voucher winner. So we're going to do that as well. We have a lot of questions that we also have written down from the Maker Meetup Instagram page that we weren't able to hit. So we will hit those in another episode, or we will put them on our stories on our Maker Meetup page for answers for you guys. And So this challenge is going to be really fun, and in true Maker Meetup fashion, we are just going to try something new. So your challenge this week is to try something new, post it on your social media, hashtag the Maker Meetup, and also tag us at the Maker Meetup so that we can see it, and we will be joining the challenge along with you guys.
Yeah.
Also, and really get out of that comfort zone, guys.
Yes.
Yeah.
We
all tried stuff completely new to us, and we can't wait to over in the comments. Tell us if you prefer Q&A style rapid fire, or if you like it when we have one subject that we're going over in depth. Tell us over in the comments. We would love to know what you guys are from the most so that we can take it into consideration for following episodes.
Someone said my challenge for this week is to watch Star Wars.
Yes.
That's a long. I tried to watch the Mandalorian thing. I got one episode in, and I didn't even know what I was watching.
You need to watch the newer movies like Rogue One or like the Return of the Jedi and stuff. The newer ones are a lot easier to watch, and the stories are incredible, beautiful scenery. So I'll send you those. Guys, I'll be on her back for her to get to know someone.
I'm loving
Star Wars either.
I'll get on
Star Wars. I'm not wearing it. I'm wearing my Elvis shirt. I usually stream in my big PJ Star Wars shirt.
Me and Kelly are repping our Moss sweaters, which, by the way, you guys can get on the Moss website. There's Moss apparel, so head over to the website and you guys can get some fun.
Yes. So, do you guys think we should announce the winner now?
Yes, let's do this.
So the winner from, I think it was. Yeah, we actually pulled one just now from the comments. Sorry. My mind is messed up after that old man screaming at me. And so our winner is Tiffany Tesoro. And I hope I didn't say that last name wrong. But Tiffany, go ahead and
congratulations.
Yes, congratulations. DM us on Instagram and we will comment back and just get that to you. And congratulations. Also, we do have winners every single week, and usually the prizes are tending to vary a little bit, but they will usually involve resin. And yeah, thanks guys for coming.
Yeah, and thank you everyone. You guys are all congratulating Tiffany. So thank you guys so much for being so good sports and being on here every week to kind of build this community up. I just love it.
She just saw it.
I think the comments are coming in so fast and so many of them that it's delaying on our end because our incredible viewers right now are just like,
we love the community that supports when other people are thriving as well. So we love seeing your good. Congratulations. And we're gonna have free resin on the next episode as well. So definitely tune back in.
And remember,
are live.
And tomorrow, huge news. And when I say huge news, it's like legitimately huge news. And I'm so stinking stoked for it.
And guys, don't forget about the VIP code. Matt, can we have the VIP maker code back on the screen just so that everybody can just see that one more time, guys? So VIP maker is your code to get 20% off of Moss Epoxies. So make sure you use that because it's going to be live for another week, I believe.
Yes, you guys. So we cannot wait to announce our awesome news tomorrow, and we will definitely be posting some more of you guys making things and being creative and using the challenge for this week, which is to try something new. And can't wait to see you next week.
Yeah,
we love you.
Awesome.
Bye, guys. Can't wait to see you next week.
Everyone.
Next week.
These are just little ones. Ow. Ow. This is not fun.
That's a little bit stuck.
Ow. This is happening. Ha ha. Ow. Stop it. So it. Ha. Oh.